Hello YouTube, this is Marauders here, and today I have the AKA-LU1. Now this is basically the camera shell for Sony's line of action cameras such as the AS100. This is if you've seen this before with the older action cameras, this is the exact same thing. They didn't launch any new ones for the AS100, so this is basically the one you've seen for a few years already. Now on the outside you can see that, well, it works just like a normal camera view handycam screen. You can flip out the screen, you can rotate it to take selfies, and you can bring it down. So this is the limit of tilting it down at this angle. So that's 270 degrees. So you have a record button, a hold button, and you have the next, forward, and the play buttons. If I put a little hole here to hear the speakers, the record indicator. Now once again, there's something here which, let's note about this first. The record button actually pops a little pin here. So what happens is the pin is gonna come out, and once I put the thing in with the camera in, it's gonna push this button. So it's a physical connection. It's gonna be physically gonna push the button. Now you will see why that's an issue later. So very easy. In the old action camera, all you had to do was lift up one door and then just slide it into the case. But with the AS100, they decided to split the doors into both the USB door and the port connector door. So if you're gonna use since there's no new manual, not that I can tell, if you're gonna use the AS100 with this camcorder case, you have to open both doors instead of just this one. And then what you do is there's a little groove here. There's a little groove which you just slide it in. Let me see if I can get the camera. You slide it in, so it goes in the groove. So it's a bit hard, but once you get used to it, it's okay, because we have to bring both doors into the groove instead of just one. So we slide it in, and okay, it's hard for me to see the recording as well as put it in at the same time. Oops, I think I got it a bit stuck here. Okay, so okay, slide in, just gently press it into the connector and click, and it will perfectly fit in. And now it looks like a normal handycam. So we can turn it on, and voila, works just like a camera. And of course you can record. Now here is where the issue occurs, here where the problems start, because it's just a pin that you're pressing in. I'm pressing very hard and nothing happened. Let's try again. I just feel that I need an incredible amount of force just to press this record button. So I can hear the click there. So okay, now it's recording. Then I will just, and note that there are no indicators on the screen. Now you might find this strange as to why there aren't any indicators, but let me just stop the recording first. Now you might find it strange, why aren't there any indicators? Now from what I figured is that this is actually the same behavior which the camera does when you connect it to a through the HDMI video, which is all it does is you're just looking at the stream of the video. It doesn't actually do anything extra at all. It's not getting any camera or information from it. The only thing is, this is most likely just looking off the HDMI video feed of the camera. So we've done recording just now. We can just switch over to the view mode, playback. So I have playback mode here, and I can choose whether to playback videos or photos or pro mode videos. Now, of course, we did the recording in MP4 just now, so I'm going to press it again, and it just starts playing back. Notice since there's no indication here, you don't actually know what video you're playing. And if you look at the video, whatever they show here, you're not really going to figure out which video it is. Most likely you just quickly cycle through all the videos to find whatever you recorded. So while viewing, you can of course cycle through the videos using the forward and back buttons here, and you can press the play button as a pause, and you can also hold down the button to do a fast forward, and the videos will automatically advance to the next video once it finishes playing. Whether that's irritating or not to you, that's just something you need to know. So I'm just cycle back the video, okay. Now, Sony calls this a camcorder case, but even though it looks like camcorder, it can't do, and you can use it to frame your videos and whatnot. There's one very important thing that you can't do with this camcorder shell. You still can't delete any videos. This is purely for review only. You cannot delete the videos. And yeah, once you're in playback mode, the only way to exit playback mode is to press the start button. So I'm gonna press the start button now. You can see now I've paused the playback video, so that's why it's blinking. So I decided to play instead of switching back. Okay, then I'm going to press play. Okay, so now I switch back to the normal menu mode again. Now the reason why there's this funny way of interacting with the camcorder case is, again, like I said, what I'm seeing here through the display, this is the exact same behavior that I see when I connect just the camera through HDMI. So it's very likely what we're seeing here is just that this is just the HDMI output. Now back to where I was saying, while Sony says this makes your action camera a handy cam, it doesn't work like handy cam. You don't get all indicator. You don't get any indicators at all here. It's just for framing purposes only. You get to use this as a review tool to know what you've recorded, but you still can't manage the files because you can't delete it. And there are a few nitpicks to be had, and the first is the fact that while it has a tripod lug here at the bottom, if you wanted to use external mics with this thing, there's no hole here, so good luck with that if that's what you wanted to do. The other issue that I have with this case is that, so you see these media control buttons here. They're very easy to hit when you're holding it. When you're holding camera, or you might just be holding it and you accidentally hit one of the buttons. Now, if you hit the forward and back buttons, they basically just act like these next and previous buttons. So that's still fine. But the problem here is, if you accidentally hit the play button, It automatically brings you into the playback mode and it starts playing the videos. So if you didn't know about this, it could be in your pocket or something and you might accidentally just press the play button. You might hit the play button and oh, it starts playing back and it starts draining your batteries. Of course, I guess you could just hold it. Let me just try it. Stop playback. Stop it. Okay. Let's see, we go into home mode. Oh, that's very funny. So even if the whole switch is engaged, the only thing the whole switch does is it locks the record button. It doesn't actually lock this row or anything else. It doesn't actually lock the control buttons. So that's bloody useful. So this is one of the ability to accidentally press, the ease of accidentally pressing these buttons is actually kind of irritating to me. Now, at the end of the day, is this a good buy? Well, it depends on what you're using the action camera for. If you're using the action camera as something as what it was originally intended for, which is as basically one of those what you put on your bicycle or what you put on yourself when you're running or cycling or doing other sports, you might not need this, because what you do with that is what you do is you most likely just slip it into the waterproof case and then you would just tie it down to yourself or tie it on your handlebars, and you already know you don't need to actually frame a shot or anything. You just need to point it in the straight angle, and most likely you'll be using the live view remote or your phone with the play memory software to aim it. So once it's aimed and you start recording, that's it. That is what you might normally use it for. What the camcorder case brings to the table is that it allows you to have a very, very easy framing mechanism, and it allows you to review videos very easily. So for cases like you want to know at that point whether you got the shot that you wanted to get. For example, if you were using it to actually record a movie or something, so you want the screen so you can quickly and immediately review what was your last shot. So that is when you might want to get the camcorder case, because that's a proper usage scenario for it. But if you're really only going to use it to record your sports, and basically you don't really care that whether or not you got a shot at that point in time, this is totally useless for you. And more to the point is, this thing isn't water resistant, so it's pretty useless if you did want to use it in sports. I'm pretty sure you get it wet, the water gets in the connector or something. That would be bad news for it. So you really can't use this in any rough and tumble environment. So it's not a must-have. It just really depends on how you use the action camera.